Welcome to ITD 120, Design Concepts for Mobile Apps. I'm Mr. Smith, your instructor for this spring 2017 course. This is just a video to introduce myself to you and talk about my goals for this course. The goals are pretty self-explanatory in the title of the class, Design Concepts for Mobile Apps, but you may have questions about what is a mobile application. So let's start off with what is an app itself. App is short for application. This can be any type of computer program. Simply put, an app is a type of software that allows you to perform specific tasks. And we know that hardware is the computer itself, your printer, the actual, hardware, the physical stuff that are your tools that you do work with. Software, of course, is the programming that controls this hardware that you have. Okay. Applications for desktop or laptop computers are sometimes called desktop applications, while those for mobile devices are called mobile apps. Okay. When you open an application, it runs inside of the operating system on the computer that you're using, and make no mistake about it, your mobile phone or your tablet computer, your tablet is a computer. These things are computers. And in fact, your mobile phone is actually exponentially more powerful than the computers that we use to land on the moon. So you're carrying around some real power in your pocket. We can do some really great stuff with mobile applications. Applications have been around as long as computers, but the term app has come to be associated with the software that runs on your smartphones or mobile tablet devices. Apps are usually accessed by clicking or tapping on an icon on the home screen of your device. And it means you don't need to search for a program or key in a URL address in a web browser to pull up the functionality that you want on your device. And I think that's one of the big things that makes mobile apps so popular, rather than simply going onto the web and going to an address to find what you need. Many companies make their software available in app form more and more all the time, because not everybody necessarily has a relationship with their personal computer and uses it at all times. But walk around and see how connected people are to their phones. You don't have to go much further than Pokemon Go from this summer to see the way mobile technology affects society. So apps cover a whole range of different types of activities. The most popular, of course, are games, news, weather, and social networking. Okay, Facebook, your Twitters of the world, Instagram, things like that. Many mobile apps make use of built-in functionality in your phone. So GPS, that's a big functionality. Your camera, that's a big tool that's also inside of your phone. So mobile apps, try and take advantage of this stuff that a desktop computer might not have, but certainly want to be conscious of what phones can do now and what they can do in the future. I think you're going to start seeing mobile apps take advantage of the fact that many phones are now being able to be paired with a sort of a goggle type thing that people wear to create virtual reality experiences. So I think you're going to start seeing that sort of thing. We're not going to go into a lot of VR in this semester, VR being virtual reality. However, one of the softwares that we're going to use this semester does develop for virtual reality. So you will sort of be able to dabble a little bit in the experience of using a software that's capable of creating virtual reality applications. Smartphones and tablets tend to come readily loaded with basic apps like a browser, a calendar, email, chat software, but many more are available, of course, in the App Store or in Google Play. depending on whether you're using iOS or Android. This week, I've got couple assignments up for you already. The first thing is I want you to just introduce yourself to me, and I want you to tell me about the computer you have. Because we are doing this course online. That's the way you're taking it. So I don't have as much control over the hardware that you're doing your work on, and I need to know about that because if you have a dated computer, if you don't have a powerful enough machine, sometimes you can have problems using the software that's required for this class. You don't need a super powerful computer, but if you're taking this course and you don't have a very good computer, sometimes that can be an issue. So I want you to go ahead and give me that letter of introduction that also tells me about your academic goals, tells me why you're taking this class. You can send that letter to me. And then also I've got video and an article for you to read where you're going to do a little bit of comparing and contrasting. I want you to know the difference between a designer and a developer because this course is called Design Concepts for Mobile Apps, and I try and stick to design as much as I can. But honestly, in the modern world, designers need development skills. If you don't understand what's going on in development, it makes it very difficult to do a good job with design. I want you to be able to know the difference between what's a designer, what's a developer, what's a programmer, and I've got a video link that I want you to comment on that will ask you to compare and contrast those roles. And then also, we need to know the difference between Android and iOS. So, you can think of it as Google versus Apple, because essentially iOS is the operating system that mobile Apple device, your iPhones and your iPads, those use iOS. And so you have to develop for that software if you want to be on Apple. And you also need different software to develop for Android than you do Apple. We're going to focus on Android in this course because I find that more of my students have the tools necessary to develop for Android. If you actually want to publish on the App Store, you have to have a Mac. You need to use a software called Xcode. And I found that only a small group of my students have Macs at home, and I do, and you'll see that in a lot of the videos that I make that I'm using a Mac. Nonetheless, we're going to use Android stuff, and we're going to use what's called the Java Development Kit, a JDK, to do a little bit of our work. We're not going to exclusively use that software, but we're going to get experience with it, and you're going to need to install that on your computer, and that's coming up. But I need to know about the technology you have so that we can address those issues. So you're going to send me an introduction letter this week, and you're going to compare and contrast Android and iOS, and you're also going to compare and contrast designers versus developers versus programmers. But I especially want you to understand that difference between design and development. So go ahead and take a look at the resources this week. Make sure you get this work turned into me this week because I also use these early assignments to know sometimes students don't actually show up for the online courses that they sign up for. So I use these early assignments to know if you are actually taking this course, and if you don't turn in your work, you could accidentally be dropped. So make sure you turn in your stuff. We're going to have a great time this semester. If you don't feel super confident with your tech skills, understand that we will get you through this class. I'm not teaching at a super high level. When you have questions, email me right away and give me specific questions. Let me know what you're having trouble with, and I will do everything I can to help you out with assignments and to make sure that you can get the work done that you need to get done. Generally, what I will do is post assignments weekly, and depending on the nature of the assignments, if we have really bigger assignments, then it might be bi-weekly. Occasionally that I post assignments if the work that you've got is a larger project. We're going to have 2 proctored exams that I use the word exam, don't test, assessments, however you want to whatever words you want to use. Sometimes I feel like I frighten people with the word exam, so it's just assessments. We're going to have 2 assignments though that are going to be proctored, where you can go to any testing center. You can go. Generally, students go to the testing center at the community college that they're signed up through, but there are other options. There are also online proctoring services that you can use. Contact me if you have issues with that. And what I will generally do is post assignments. They will be under the assignments tab in Blackboard, and I will generally when a new assignment goes up, I'll make an announcement that an email will go out to all of my students. But still, just make sure that you're checking in Blackboard, checking on the assignments, looking for the due dates of assignments. And once again, make sure you contact me right away with specific questions if you're having a hard time with something, and I'll help you out. Anyway, we're going to have a lot of fun this semester. And I think that you'll definitely get a much better idea of what's involved in creating mobile apps, and whether that is, a pathway for you in your career path, or entrepreneurially, or for whatever reasons that you may want to create mobile apps. Okay, excited to be teaching this course, and look forward to the weeks ahead. Thanks.